Okay, so please welcome our guest, Miss JM De La Rama. But I have to, hi JM, say hello first.
Hi, Mamu. Hi, everyone. Mamu, yung delay
Yes.
natin parang love life ko lang, delayed din.
Oo nga, teka muna. I have to read this kasi hindi masyadong nakuha ng mga viewers natin kung sino ba si Miss JM De La Rama. So, direct bench, allow me to read this first. Okay. JM De La Rama worked as a published travel and lifestyle photographer, writer, blogger, and host, and had the privilege to speak about passion and purpose, singlehood, mental health, and the truth about loss and grief, just to name a few. She's now been turning her life experiences to help others through a small Facebook community called From Mourning to Healing and through her other creative avenues. She's also a part of the ministry called A Woman's Forum. During the start of the pandemic, she pivoted to life and grief coaching and was able to have the privilege to have one-on-one coaching and group sessions to people from 9 countries to date. Wow! Presently, she has been finishing an accredited coach training program through the International Coach Federation that will prepare her to be a certified life and grief coach in order to serve others better through her field. So mga kaganap, mga kamamo, ang guest natin ay respected and maraming pinag-aralan bago niya, no, hindi sa bago niya. For her to be a respectable guest tonight who will talk about being single and mhm, ready to mingle. Tama ba ako, JM?
Yes, Mamu, single and satisfied.
Yes, okay. Ngayon, okay, I have prepared some questions for you, but let me also, direct bench, meron ba tayong profile ng ating letter sender? And katulad mo, siya ay NSBS. Ayan. Ano ba? What is NSBS, JM? Paki-explain.
Yes, but before I tell you guys what NB, tama ba? Yes, NBSB. Kahit ako nalilito ako, Mamu. I just want to thank you, Mamu, and your team for having me tonight. It's such an honor and privilege to share and talk about something that's very close to my heart, especially now nearing Valentine's Day or the month of February. So thank you very much again to you and your team, and of course to your viewers. Good evening, everybody. And yes, it means po no boyfriend since birth.
Ayan. At itong ating letter sender ay katulad mo rin, JM. NBSD. Ayan. So, shall we start with the questions, direct bench? Okay, let's start with ni Pao, direct bench. Okay. Pao is a business manager at JP Morgan Chase. Ayan. Loves traveling. Okay. Okay, JM, I'd like to ask you this question from our letter sender, if it's all right with you. And
Yes,
then I will
sure.
have my question later. Question number 1. At cute naman ito. I am also single, always have been. No boyfriend since birth. But praying and waiting patiently for the life partner God will bless me with. I am actually writing to you, Movie, to ask for some advice on how to navigate life today as a single person. So, Pau, kasama ko dito, that is Pau. Ayan, gandang babae din. So, Pau, kasama ko dito, another beautiful lady, si Miss JM, to answer your question. So, question number 1. How can I be single and satisfied, but also hopeful and with expectancy for a future life with a spouse and children? Yan, JM.
Mm-hmm. Yes, before I answer that, Mamu V, thank you very much, Pao, for sending that question. And when Direct flashed the question, I also saw some parts of her profile. So it seems like that she's been enjoying her single life, being able to travel around. So first and foremost, I just want to say I'm so happy for you, Pao, for really enjoying your life being single. And just like you, as what was mentioned earlier, I never had a boyfriend, or I never had I've never been into a serious committed relationship. So I just want to define that first. And but even though I wasn't able to have that committed relationship yet, I also experienced some dating here and there. A few lang naman, Mamu. A few lang. So I also had that those seasons wherein I was meeting people as well in terms of dating. So I just want to also begin by defining that, because there's a lot of, di ba, parang NBSB. Yung iba talagang be, they don't want to be in a committed relationship, and they don't want to date as well. And that's okay. For them, they just want to remain single all their lives. But for some, they don't have a choice. Parang they're single because wala pang the one, or they're single because it's their choice. They want to enjoy their lives first. So I love this question, Mamovi, because this is very important. How can we remain single and satisfied in this season? So siguro unahin ko muna the first question. So being satisfied, it's a very deep word, because there's a lot of things that could make someone satisfied. But I think I can begin by saying the things that majority of us, yun sa tingin ko po, Ma'am V, you can also add to this, which satisfies us. So I think all of us, we can all agree that what satisfies us is knowing our worth and value is appreciated.
Yes.
We all want to be loved. We all want to be known and loved. That's two different things. Not just to be known, but to be loved as well. And a lot of us as well, different things makes us satisfied, our work or career. And like Pau and myself, we both love traveling, as we can see it dun sa profile niya kanina. So there are a lot of things that makes us satisfied. So yung first question ko kay Pau, and to anyone who's watching right now also, what makes you satisfied? I think it's important for you also to answer that question, because personally, and I think some of the people went through this as well. I had my lost moments wherein I wasn't really living a fulfilled or satisfied life, because I was really looking for my identity, my worth and value, my purpose. And one of the things that I've been questioning as well, besides my life here on earth, what's next? Parang ano ba talaga yung magiging final destiny ko or destination? Bakit ginagawa ko lahat ng gusto kong gawin in this lifetime? So those are the things that made me unsatisfied in a very deep and profound manner before. So what really made me satisfied, and I will illustrate this by one of the scriptures from, I think this is from John chapter 4, if I'm not mistaken. And it's about Jesus meeting this Samaritan woman in the well. Mamu V, do you know that? I'm sure you know that. You're familiar with that story.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Very.
Yeah, so it's a very beautiful picture, Mamu V, kasi Jesus met this Samaritan woman in the well who is an outcast. So she is defined as an outcast during that time because of something. So I will narrate that very shortly, Mau, but I think this is very important as the core of what we're going to talk about tonight. So forgive me if magkikwento lang ako ng konti. So anyway, yung context kasi nung story na to, Jesus was asking for water from the Samaritan woman. And nagtataka yung Samaritan woman, sabi niya, bakit sa akin ka humihingi? I'm a Samaritan. And you are a Jew. Tama ba, Mamu? Juicy Jesus. I think you flashed it. John 4. Anyway, yung the core of that story talaga, sinabi ni Jesus sa kanya, I have something to offer you. A water that can really satisfy you. And I think there's a big difference to that because this Samaritan woman, sabi nga ni Jesus, he knows a fact, something about her, a fact, which is she actually had 5 husbands, and the man that she's living in right now is not even her husband. So just to illustrate about being satisfied, with the example of this Samaritan woman, we can already see that sometimes marriage cannot satisfy you completely. There will be times wherein, of course, in one way or another, there are some things that will make you satisfied by your partner. But just like any one of us, we're all broken people. We're all imperfect people. So if we have certain expectations from them and it won't be satisfied or answered by the other person, then kung dun mo pinanggagalingan ang satisfaction mo, then dun pa lang, di ba, Mamubi, medyo unstable siya. But Jesus is saying here that he's offering something that will satisfy her and even give her eternal life. So, just to summarize it, your question is about being single and satisfied. I think it is very important for you to know where you get your satisfaction from. So with that, saan mo ba pinanggagalingan ang identity mo, who you are, and your meaning in life, your purpose in life, and your destiny as well. So I think these are very important components in order for you to really live a satisfied life, not just as a single person, but even when the time comes when you will be in a relationship. So I think that's the answer for her first question.
Yes.
Yes. Kasi parang dalawang parts yun sa first question niya. What's the next one? From
the other one is, and also hopeful and expectant for a future life with a husband and children.
Yes, I think that's very important, being satisfied, but at the same time, staying hopeful no matter what. So that will depend on you kung anong nga rin ba yung object of your hope. Saan mo ba pinanggagalingan yung hope mo? Because as we all know, I will connect this to something that happened to all of us last year. Because of COVID, we also had a lot of realizations in terms of what's lasting and what's not lasting. And we saw also, we experienced and we realized the things that are more important. So in connection to what we learned from when COVID started last year also, I think that's important also for us to be hopeful on the right things. And just like going back to the passage again from John chapter 4, I don't know about your worldview, but if you have a different worldview, know that I respect that. But I'm inviting you also to also what do you call this? Also learn something from the Christian worldview, which is we get our hope from Jesus. So, I think that's very important also. Saan mo ba kinukuha yung hope mo? And for you to stay hopeful in terms of having a spouse and children, I think it's important also to, there's a verse also in the Bible where it says, every good and perfect gift comes from above. Di ba, Mamu? So, that
Yes,
verse actually gives me hope na if it's something na wala pa, then it might be that it's not yet good for me.
correct. Because there is always a perfect timing for everything. And,
Yes. Sure po.
oh, would you like to read it, JM?
Sure. Ay, favorite ko to na question. Okay. How to deal with outside pressures of being single? Like constant questions. Kailan ka bang mag-aasawa? And seeing friends getting married and having kids of their own.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure if maraming beses ka na rin natanong nito, movie.
Ay, nako. Nako, nako. A million times. A million times.
Yes. Ano pa yung ibang question sa'yo, movie? Besides, kailan ka ba mag-aasawa?
Syempre ngayon, hindi na ang tanong, kailan ka mag-aasawa? Ang tanong sa akin, bakit hindi ka nag-asawa? O, di ba? Bakit wala kang nagustuhan? Sa ganda mong yan. O, maganda daw si movie. So,
Wow.
ayan, pakisagot for me, JM.
Yes. So I think it's important also for us to be reminded how the pressure in our society started, movie. I think there's a certain expectation, di ba? Parang people are really expecting others to get married sa certain point or age nila. Certain point of their lives and certain age. And just like you, movie, nasa marrying age rin ako. Okay, and I'm sure si Pau also and our other viewers there. And I really get a lot of comments like this. And honestly, sometimes medyo broken record na siya. And minsan parang mapapaano ka na lang, mapapa-pray ka na lang at mapapasilensyo, 'di ba? Kasi parang you've been hearing this over and over again and we really don't know the answer. Parang sometimes you want it but it's not yet there. And sometimes you all really decided on or you chose to be single. So sometimes the best way to respond to that is to keep quiet. Just keep quiet, or sometimes when when it's someone whom you can talk to naman about it and you feel uncomfortable already, then you can actually tell them na, you know what, I appreciate your concern, but I would love to talk more about what I've been doing now being single. 'Di ba? Pwede mo ba akong suportahan dito sa ginagawa ko ngayon? So I think yung message is both for the single people and to those around single people na I think it's time for us to encourage more the single people around us, because as single people, we also have our own contributions to the society.
Correct.
And we also need your encouragement, especially when we're doing something for others. We're doing something meaningful or purposeful. So I hope that answered your question when it comes to the comments that you're getting. And I get you, Pau. And then I think the second one is how do you respond when you see friends who are getting married and who are also having kids. And I can also feel you, Pau. I think it's very important being single na you will be in a position of contentment. That you will be able to really experience the wholeness that you can have being single. Kasi being single, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're lacking something. I hope that people will also know and learn that being married doesn't make you whole. Marami dyan, they're married, but still, they feel like they lost a part of themselves or they haven't found a part of themselves yet. So I think it's very important for us being single and even to those who are married to really be in such a position of wholeness. So where do you get that? I think we discussed that during the first part or first question. Where do you get your satisfaction, your identity, etc.? So I think that's very important part of it. And I think one of the things also that contributes for us to have those moments wherein napapansin natin kung ano yung wala tayo, Mamu V. It's because of
Yes.
social media. Too much social media as well can make us compare what we have now and what we don't have now versus the ones that the people around us are having. So, di ba, pag sa social media, Instagram, Facebook, swipe ka dyan, swipe ka dito, makikita mo how happy they are, how, ay, complete na sila kasi they found the one, di ba? And they're having kids already. But that's not everything that they're going through. Kumbaga, what we see on social media, that's usually 10% of what's going on behind the scenes. So,
That's true.
yung gusto ko rin sabihin kay Pao and to all single people there, I think one of the struggles that we have also being single is yung sa thought life natin na sometimes we imagine ourselves being married or sometimes we even covet di ba movie na being married, having kids already, but for you to know God's will is for you. I love the verse also from Romans chapter 12. Di ba, a lot of us single people, we also pray for that. Lord, kailan naman ako? Gusto mo pa ba ako mag-asawa? Ganito, ganyan. It says in Romans 12 na do not be conformed sa patterns ng world, but be renewed in your mind so that you can actually know the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God. So I hope that that Bible verse also will encourage Pao whenever she sees people around her getting married and having kids. And sobrang saya, movie, pag nandun ka na sa position wherein you'll just be happy and you'll rejoice with the people around you who are getting married and who are enjoying their kids as well.
That is so powerful. So mga kamamo, ang guest natin, she's very young.
Sorry pala, Mamu, earlier, medyo nagbe-break ka. I'm not sure if it's my internet connection, but I apologize if there are some things wherein medyo na-miss ko earlier. So, the third question from Pau, our letter sender is, what are the 3 most important qualities in a future spouse I should look for? Ikaw, Mamu.
Alam mo, ang cute nitong letter sender natin. I love you, Pao. I wanna hug you. Ang galing. Okay, what are the 3? Ako muna, since tinanong mo ako.
Yes, bago ko sagutin.
When I learned about praying for a husband, at that time, I was already, when I recommitted my life to Jesus, I was already turning 40. O, di ba? Tama ba yun? Yeah, I was in my early 40s, turning 40s. So I was taught, yung aking mentor, I was taught, syempre at that time, 40, bata-bata pa tayo, di ba? 20 years ago. So I was taught to write down the things that I like, kung anong meron na magiging husband ko. And then, nag-pray ako. First, I prayed and then may itinuro pa sa akin si Lord sa prayer ko. Number 1. Ngayon, tsaka ka bababa. Number 2, number 3, number 4. Pag hindi na-meet yung number 1, hindi ka pwedeng bumaba sa number 2, number 3, number 4. And that is, ako yon. But kayo, iba naman. Iba si Ma'am Movie, iba kayo. So, let's hear it from JM.
Yes, I love your answer, Mamu V. Because I think the very first question that we should ask as single people who are praying for their future spouses is, number one, what is important for me? Ano ba yung importante sa akin or yung hinahanap ko? First question that you should have is what's important for you. Kasi yung sinabi nga ni Mamu V, that's her list. That's yung parang pinagpe-pray niya. But for you, what is important for you? What is your motivation? This is the second one. What is your motivation when it comes to marriage or having a spouse or having a relationship? And the reason why these two are very important because it's going to be the things also that will help you navigate. So for instance, you want a relationship, like for me, I can give an example na lang from my end. Since I am a Christian, it's very important for me as well that we are in the same boat. So what I mean by that is that we have the same values. We value the same things. So for instance, if I value my family, if I'm family oriented, I also want that spouse to be family oriented, then one of the things or traits also na parang o-observe ko when it's time for me to date or to meet someone is this someone capable of leading a family? Love niya ba yung family niya, own family niya, immediate family niya? And if you like to have children in the future also, can this man be a good father in the future? And for instance, also, one of the things that I'm praying for is someone who can make me grow, who can encourage me sa calling na binigay sa akin ni God. So one of the things also that I will look for in that partner is this someone who can encourage me and even push me kung kailangan ko ng extra push, mamu, 'di ba? Sa mga kailangan kong gawin. So I think to answer your question, I can't personally say or dictate kung ano dapat yung kailangan mong hanapin na 3 traits sa magiging spouse mo. But those are the 2 questions that I have for you. What is important for you when it comes to marriage or relationship? And number 2, ano ba yung motivation mo and intention mo? The reason behind why you want to get married. So I hope that's helpful.
Okay. So, mga kamako, mga kaganap, like I said, heavy yung ating guest. So, he gives you guidelines. He doesn't give you a pill to take, but instead he gives you, she's giving you, JM is giving you a guideline. So, it's really up to your decision. It's up to who you are. It's up to your type of life that you would like to have, and what kind of life do you have right now. So, yun lang. Kasi it's so difficult for you to get someone to be your lifetime partner, and at the end of the day, sa mga decision making, sa mga bagay-bagay na gusto mo, hindi pala kayo magkapareho or hindi supportive sa mga gusto mo. So, ikaw naman, hindi ka rin magiging supportive sa kanya, then life is not gonna be a bliss life for you as a couple. So, yan. So, Ms. J.M. De La Rama here gives you the guideline, and with a guideline, then she gives it back to you. So, I'd like to welcome my co-host, John Guarnes. Hi, John. Please come in. And I am sure J.M., he has a lot of questions for you.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, Sir John.
So, John, kung ang video mo...
Napakaganda ng topic natin kasi talagang napakahirap nga namang maging, you know.
Ayan, John. Please welcome John.
So,
ayan.
Hi, Sir John. Nice meeting you here.
Hello. Direct. So, ngayon, meron akong tanong. Tapos na ba tayo sa 3 question? Hi, JM.
Hi, Sir John.
Nice meeting you here.
Nice meeting you both.
Yan. So, medyo na-delay kami.
Jan, alam
Yeah.
mo, JM can be one of our models. Napakagandang bata
Nako
nito.
po.
And
Oo
then
nga,
she
mukhang
models
sexy.
talaga. Yeah, she really models din. Oo,
You know,
oo.
Yun ang nga pinagtataka ko, Mamu. Maganda siya pero she decided to be single. Parang sayang naman. Sayang na.
Ayan,
Sayang naman
sagutin mo, JM.
nakagandahan.
Oh,
Ay,
JM,
question
sagutin
ba
mo.
siya? Question siya, Sir John.
Oo,
Question
question
siya,
yan.
question.
Kasi sayang naman ang kagandahan mo kung hindi ka naman hindi naman malalagyan ng lahi.
Yes, I think that's parang one of the things that we usually hear about. I'm sure hindi lang ako, Sir John, but a lot of single men and women who are watching us right now. So I think for me, it's both a choice and no choice. Wait, I-explain ko po yun, ha? So, what I mean by it's by choice, kasi I think I'm already like in a season or position wherein God taught me how to be satisfied being single. And not just satisfied, but even purposeful and living meaningful life. So I think that's one of the things also that's important for me being single. And secondly also, I know what you mean, Sir John. If ako lang, magme-marry na ako tomorrow na. 'Di ba? Meron ng virtual weddings, 'di ba?
So, ibig sabihin, ibig sabihin, so if there are chances, so you're not closing the door if there's chances that there will be the right guy to come in your way. So you will still decide to get married. So you're not closing the door yet.
Yes, definitely, Sir
Oh,
John, 'di ba?
sige na.
Kaya
Sige na
ng
yung mga
ating
single
mga
man dyan,
exes.
mga bachelor.
No, but Sir John, I think going back to the questions also earlier, kasi that's a good question that you have. I think most of the single women also, we are very aware of our biological clocks. So we also feel like the pressure of the society when it comes to us getting married, having children, and that's so wonderful if there is a man also wherein we can partner with the type of marriage and family life that we're looking for. So hindi naman sa pihikan, Sir John, pero kasi kung hindi ka rin mamimili, baka maging disaster lang. 'Di ba? So it's very important for you to also have wisdom when it comes to choosing your spouse.
Yeah. Pero gusto ko yung word na barter eh. Ayan.
Merong comment yung isang viewer natin, si Dulce. Hindi lang daw madaling mag-asawa, kailangan ipag-pray muna and wait for God's answer. Which is very, very powerful. Yan, tama yan.
Pero isa pang question ko, JM, like you, since child ba, have you really desired na ayokong mag-asawa, I just want to be single? Or have you ever even thought na kasi ako, 9 years old pa lang gusto ko mag-asawa, I wanted to have a family of my own. Alam mo yon? And, and to have a good family, an ideal family, and the Lord answered all those prayers.
Wow. Congratulations, Sir John. I'm so happy for you. but yeah, you're right.
Or, Jen, siguro yung parents mo, hindi pinag-pray na, itong anak ko to, ayoko mag-asawa to.
I think pinag-pray naman nila, Sir John, especially nowadays. Yung papa ko talagang, he's been
I'm
open
sure
with
yung
praying.
papa mo. Your papa,
Yes.
you're already pushing you to get married.
Actually, ang maganda doon, Sir John, walang pressure from my dad. Talagang chill lang siya. Siya pa yung mas chill. But I think going back to your question, Sir John, I think a lot of us were programmed na for us to achieve our happily ever after, we need to be with someone and we need to have a family and we need to have kids. So just like you, yung bata pa lang ako, Sir John, talagang nai-imagine ko na yan. Gustong-gusto ko nang ma-meet, 'di ba? Yung parang the one, 'di ba? Ma-meet yung the one and to have my own family as well. So yes, since bata pa ako, I've been also dreaming about that. But at the same time, I also learned na about me na it's important for me not just to be able to be in a relationship just for the sake of it. But ever since bata pa ako, sabi ko, kapag nagkaroon ako ng relationship, that committed relationship, I really want it to be serious. I really want it something to be purposeful, not just to have a boyfriend na ganun lang, di ba? So
Okay,
yes, I think that's the
oo,
question.
ayan ha, mga singles dyan, napakinggan
Ah.
niyo yung sagot M. It's not about having a relationship. It's to have someone na committed, na last, hindi ba?
Mamo,
Kaya may tanong kay JM.
I love this question. Sir John, ikaw ba magbabasa?
Ikaw ba
okay.
yan?
Hindi, bago ako magbasa, Mamo si Direct single din. Alam na.
Wow!
Alam na.
Alam na.
Alam mo, mag-agree sa akin, Sir John, yung mga viewers. One single plus one single, ma-match kami agad.
Alam
diba?
na.
Pero I think with that comment, Sir John, one of the things also that's very important, ito para din dun sa mga tao surrounding the single people around them, it's very important also na meron kang attraction. So what I mean by that, hindi lang physical attraction but total attraction. So important also na you will also gauge if hindi lang ba kami connected or attracted sa isa't isa physically but emotionally as well when it comes to our faith, our belief, when it comes to the conviction and the dreams that we have. So I think that's also very important. So kayo na mga nagmamatch dyan, okay, wag basta-basta mag-match. Ito ko single, ito rin single. Ang dami kong na-experience na ganyan, Sir John.
Totoo yan. Yes. I experienced that. Kung ano-ano, sinong imamatch sa akin, mayroon akong blind date. Sabi ko sa kanila, do me a favor, do not bother yourself. Kasi, nakalagay dito, may question si Queen Scandinavia. How do you know he's the one? Queen, yung sagot ni JM kanina, ang sabi niya, kailangan may spark, may attraction. Nawala ako. Can you hear me?
Yes. Mamo.
Okay. Kailangan may spark, may attraction, hindi lang physical, but overall. Kasi, mahirap naman yung wala. Basta nalang imamatch, di ba? So, I told my friends before, hindi naman ako bata si JM bata pa yan, but I told my friends before, stop helping me. The Lord is the one helping me and making the matching. So, wag yung tulungan si Lord. Mas gusto ko si Lord ang magmamatch kasi when He is to do the matching, it's gonna be perfect to me. It may not be perfect to somebody else, not perfect to me, pero bigay ni Lord yun, talaga naman, tanggapin.